Hi guys, welcome to the channel, Ron's Keto Cafe, and I'm Ron. If you're new, welcome. If you're a returning member, welcome back. If you're a new member, could you please share, like, and smash that subscribe button? It definitely helps the channel grow. And as always, before we get started, I'm not a doctor, don't make any medical claims. This is always based on my own personal journey. And welcome to week 14 keto results. First of all, if you are a believer in the faith, happy belated Easter. I hope you had an amazing Easter with your family and friends. We certainly did. My sister came over and we had a nice holiday ham, and they had all the trimmings. Kept it pretty simple, and I did overeat a little bit. And so consistency is the key for today's topic. So I wanted to talk about what to do after a holiday weekend, or if you had a bad week. Now, we gained 3 pounds this past week, so we're not going to gloat about it. So we're going to get right back on track this week. So today is, on Monday, is for our area in Massachusetts. It's also Patriots Day. They have the Boston Marathon going, and also I'm sure most of you know that last night the Pope passed away last night. So my many thoughts and prayers there. And so we're going to keep on track. So what we got going on this week? Well, I'm still working. I did 22 hours lone week and 21 hours a week before. This week I didn't have any hours scheduled, and then I saw a couple of openings, so I took those. So I got 8 hours scheduled for this week and 8 hours scheduled for next week, and I can always pick up more hours if I want to. And I wanted to show you what I bought, so hang on a second. To help me keep you guys on track, help me keep honest and on track, back in the day of 2021, when I lost 100 pounds from one day to the year, I was tracking my meals, and I was writing down on one of those notepads that you buy for under $1, and then I was doing it that way. I was figuring out the carbs and the calories and everything, and that was working out pretty good at me. So I need to get back on doing that sort of thing now that I'm working, and that's the only way this is going to work for me. So my goal is to go back to 20 net carbs a day or less, and I bought it. Was called a meal planner, and this is what it looks like. Okay, see that? I got it on Amazon for about $6, and it says meal plan, week of, and then Monday through Sunday, and it's got for your meals. It's got meals. On the right, you get your grocery list, what you would need for your dairy, for your spices and sauces, and then it has fruits, vegetables, breads and grains, and then meats and all of that good stuff, what you would need for the whole entire week. So, like for instance, my first meal of the week would probably be, I want to do a chicken wing. So I'll do, I got some Chalk Zero, and I want to marinate it with a special blend sauce that I'm going to be, that I already got the recipe made out. And I'll share that recipe with you later on in the week. What I'll do is I'll marinate the chicken wings overnight, and then I'll pop them in the oven the next day, and that'll be like for one meal. And for breakfast, I always have the same. I always have at least 4 to 6 sausages and 3 eggs, and that's never going to change. And I do have some bacon every now and then. I'll throw in some bacon for something different, but that's how we're going to get back on track, and by keeping the macros and everything. The goal is to eat less calories, less carbs, and more protein, and to keep the everything under 20. Well, my goal, not my goal, but my carb count was like 27, but I'm going to try to cut it down to 20, and hopefully we'll have a successful journey going forward. But I'm not giving up. I mean, it's just the idea is I was really stressed out with the rent, and I finished off my paperwork. I screwed up on a couple pieces of paper, so she's going to send me back the paperwork that I need to re-sign so they can get all that information out, so they can readjust for the new rent coming up. That's what I was been so stressed out from, because I'm working now. And all she wanted from me is 5 weeks of paycheck stubs, which it took me better part of 2 or 3 hours here last week to get those into her. And what they'll do now is they'll just add that into my rent, and they'll take an average of what I make for 5 weeks, because some weeks I work 1 day, some weeks I work 2, some days I work 4 days in a week, but it's very seldom. It's just averaging being 1 or 2 days a week. So my rent should be going up, but hopefully not too much. If it goes up dramatically, then I'll just ask the supervisor the manager where I'm working if I can get more hours, and we'll see what happens after that. But the new rent should take effect in June, and yeah. So, and then I'll have to just plan accordingly around my retirement check. But we'll see what happens after all that. And I just didn't want to go back to work for a living. It felt as if I needed to go back to work. The whole thing is we're like everybody else right now. We're two seniors struggling, and I'm just trying to make ends meet. And yeah. So we had a nice holiday ham. I'll throw a photograph of the ham that I made. I put pineapple on it, and I put a nice ham blazer on it. And my sister came over. Yeah, she was babysitting a couple of dogs that she does when people go away. They ask her if they want to watch the dogs and the pets that they have, and helps her out a little bit. And so we had a good day there. And then I ended up going to Cogswell Park. I'll probably throw a photograph or two in the video behind this one. Cogswell Park is an area in adjacent city where it's they have a gazebo, and they have like ducks and swans and stuff like that. They go on the barn, and you can walk around. There's a lot of hiking trails in throughout the area. But it was gusty. It was chilly out yesterday. I did do a 2-mile walk Saturday. Saturday was like about 80 degrees in our city. Yesterday was about 40, but it was chilly because of the gusty winds. Today and all week, it looks really good for some walking in between. Now, my shifts that I go in today will be the late afternoon shift, like 5 to 9:30, 9:45. So it'll give me plenty of time to rest in between my walks. The days that I'm not working, I want to go out and try to see if I can push a 5-mile walk in, because I'm slowly getting back into that kind of groove again, and make sure I bring plenty of water. I bought a nice container that I'm going to be using for my water intake now, and I like it because it fits perfect in my pocket. It grips well in my hands, and it's got a nice sealed lid on it. So now when I go walking and stuff when I'm at work, I can have something to drink, and I don't have to worry about spilling it, because it's got a sealable lid where I close it, especially if I'm at work, because I'm always processing material at work there for the to get on the main floor for the area. And I noticed last week there my cup fell over, but I had the lid on there, and it goes, well, that's why we don't have anything to drink in that area. So, but because I'm dealing with clothes all day long. But you can have something to drink, but it just has to be in a sealed container, and which is pretty good. And that's going really good. Last week I got frustrated. Last Friday night, when I was working the store Friday, she asked me to come in on Friday, on Good Friday, which I don't usually do. And it was really crazy, and I wanted to get out of there. They had nobody to give me a break. They had nobody to relieve me because the one that was calling in sick. I thought, look, I'm going home. If you don't get somebody here, I'm going home, and I'm not coming back. They got somebody to come over and let me go home, but I mean, I don't like it when they pull that stuff on me. If you're gonna ask me to come in, I want to be able to go home when it's my time to go home, and I'm gonna have a nice talk to a reasonable talk with the supervisor about that when I talk to her later on this week, hopefully. And just tell her what my observation been about what's going on over there, because they need to get their act together over there. I mean, and I get it, people calling sick all the time over there, but only one time I had to call in that I wasn't going to come in, but I did end up going in later in that afternoon, and it was kind of like a swap off to the morning shift and the night shift, and so that's that. But I'm always there on time. I don't overstep my breaks. I'm always there. Everybody else should follow suit, and I never give them a hard time or anything. I was just upset because I wanted to get out of there. And Donna and I went to bingo that night up in New Hampshire, and I won $100. We split a $300 game. Donna got in for the cover, all 43 numbers. She could have had that like a night. It would have been over $900. And but she didn't get it. It's okay. But it was a night out. It was fun. Now coming up next Monday, there, Donna and I have our anniversary. We'll be married for 43 years, and planning on going out to Longhorns and have a nice steak and a baked potato. And that's going to be the meal of the day for me and Donna. And I'm scheduled to go into work that day, and also she has a 3-hour appointment that day for her kidneys. So I told my wife, I goes, look, why don't we just plan on going a different day? So maybe if I'm not working next Sunday, I'll probably wind up taking her out to eat Sunday for that particular, for our anniversary and celebrate on Sunday instead of Monday. And yeah, but it's going along good. So everything that I make for my meals with the carbs and everything, I'm going to count them out on that piece of paper that I showed you. And I'll have a plan, so if you want to follow me, pick up my plan on the following week. I'll tell you how much weight that I'm going to be losing. So I'm starting out this morning on my weight on the 21st of April 2025, 275 pounds. And, you know, I would just encourage you guys not to give up. Remember, consistency is the key. Be consistent at it, you know, but just don't give up on anything, because everybody's going through hard times right now, and we're no different. But anyways, be that said, I'm going to get going. Be watching for those recipes. Be watching for some more videos that I'll be posting. And you guys have an amazing week. Oh, I forgot. Oh, yeah. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Have a great week, guys.